Hello, everybody. This is some old man. I'm in my office, and today I'm going to do something that I haven't done before, but I thought that you might find interesting. Today, we're doing an unboxing of a chainsaw sharpener. Now, I do watch a number of different YouTube videos, and one that I was watching the other day was talking about the hurricane coming up the coast and hitting in the Northeast. And we're not having any hurricanes where I live, but if we were, and if it was a strong enough hurricane, it's possible that trees could come down. And unless the tree hits my house, in which case I've got other problems, I might need to go ahead and clear the tree out, cut it up, without having to pay somebody to come in and do it, which may or may not be possible. I have a chainsaw, but it's a couple years old and I've abused it, and the chain on it's probably not as sharp as it should be because of the way I've treated it. So I decided it's time to go ahead and get a chainsaw sharpener. And this is what I bought. It's the Sharp Pebble chainsaw sharpener. And this is just basically one of the ones I found on Amazon, and I can go ahead and provide a link to it. And I just wanted to be able to go ahead and get something basic that I could go ahead and sharpen the chain on my saws. I do have two of them. I've got an older plug-in electric saw that's good for certain things, and then I've got my gas-powered chainsaw, which is for other things. And you can use either one of them for certain things, but if it's a heavy job, you want to use the gas-powered one because the electric just doesn't have the meat. Well, let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a look at it and see what it is. Okay. And of course, this is an electric tool. It has an electric cord. And this thing sort of has a rotating thing like a drill. And I know some of the other chainsaw sharpening devices that I saw were basically drill bits or bits that you put on your regular cordless or your regular drill, and then ran that. Okay, on-off switch at the bottom. I see a dial here. It goes from 1 to max, which is equivalent to 7. A button, or maybe not a button. Don't know if that does anything. There's a button up here. So it looks like probably you set the rotation speed, turn it on, and then actually push it to actually spin it. I guess we'll find out. So we'll go ahead and set that to the side, and then in the rest of the box I have an instruction manual. I'll have to read that before I actually play with it. And a little bag with other goodies in it. We'll open that up. Ziploc bag as opposed to just a sealed bag, so that's actually good. So I can put things back in and keep them from getting lost. Okay, here is some sort of a guide, I think. I see angles, so it's probably to hold the grinder for this thing relative to your blade. And here's a couple of other pieces. Some sort of tool. Not sure. And it looks like we have 3 file bits in another bag. I'll take one of those out just to see. They look like they're all the same. Probably different grits or something. Yeah, different things. But I'm going to go ahead and read the directions before I go ahead and play with it. After I do, and that's all that's in the box, after I've had a chance to read the directions and absorb them, I'll take this down to the garage and we'll film trying to sharpen the blade. Now that may not be today when I get down there, but we'll get down there in the next day or so. And then I'll combine that with this video and show you what we came up with. I don't recommend this particular sharpener over any others because I've never had experience with any of them, and this is just the first one that I grabbed. I'm just going to go ahead and try it out and see if it works, and if it seems to work okay, I can give an evaluation, and I probably will. That's all I've got for right now. This is Some Old Man. We'll see down in the garage. Hello everybody, this is Some Old Man. I'm outside. I'm going to go ahead and try to sharpen my chainsaw with my new Sharp Pebble chainsaw sharpener. I've gone through and read the directions a couple times and assembled this thing the way that the directions say, and now just have a few minor little things to do to get it ready to go, including plugging it in, because if I don't plug it in, it won't do very much. For the directions, I went ahead and assembled the tool. I selected the appropriate file size. These things, there were 4 of them, they were different diameters, and the diameter actually fits the teeth. So I went ahead and tested each one of the 4 to find the correct one. This is the second largest one. The largest one was just not quite able to fit into things, and the rest of them were very loose. So I'm thinking that what I'm looking for is the angle of the tooth. And it looks like it's about angle, so I've just gone ahead. What I've got here is I want to put a piece of blue tape as my starting mark, so I can go ahead and make sure I get all the way around without repeating myself. So what I'll do is go ahead and start this thing up and start doing each tooth 2 or 3 strokes just to get it nice and sharp. Well, oh, I see. They alternate. So I just have to go back and forth, that's all it is. I'm guessing, whoops, my bit fell out. I'm guessing that my tape got stuck in here someplace, because I think I've done all the teeth, and I'm
not seeing the tape. So it probably got stuck somewhere in the works or fell off. That's okay. I know that the directions said to use a black marker, but I figured this stuff is so dark you wouldn't be able to see the marker anyway, so that's why I tried to use tape. Now the other thing that I notice here is that my chain is a little bit loose, which means I've got to go ahead and tighten it before I use this thing again. And that's going to take a couple wrenches that I didn't bring over. Okay, what do we have here? A screwdriver. We can go ahead and try adjusting that as well. I didn't bring the screwdriver over either. So next thing is to go out and get the appropriate tool or tools and see if I can adjust this a little bit. And okay, now we're set. Okay. I'm not a big chainsaw user. I don't do it all the time, but I have done it over the years. Probably since I was in my 20s. This is not too snug. So I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that was good. Let's go ahead and see if we can at least start it up. There's my tape that was on the ground. Yep. I can see that I filed the teeth. The way I can tell is because they're shiny. The ones that were not filed, of course, were all gummy, but I can see that they've all been filed. So I'm going to trust that I caught them all, and next time I get a chance to do any sawing of anything, I don't know when that'll be, but sometime I'll be able to go ahead and actually hopefully have a little better luck actually cutting them. And the fact that I have a sharpener now, I can just go ahead and plan on sharpening it every time or two that I have to use the saw. But for now, where did I have to put my tools away, of course, but I want to test things like made in China. Yep, that's what I figured. The tool works well enough, but the directions that came with it, as usual with anything made in China, are sadly lacking. I got no problem. It does what it's supposed to do. It's just I have to go ahead and figure a little bit better about the way to use it. Because the directions on use is one double-sided page, and the directions of what the parts are 4 double-sided pages. And number 4, accessible brushes. There was no accessible brushes there, even though it said. So I don't know what, but the rest of it was simple enough, and I was able to go ahead and get it to work. That's all that matters. Well, that's all I've got for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and put it together and put it online along with all the rest. Go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you aren't already. Hit the bell notification so you'll get a notification every time I put one of these episodes up. This is Some Old Man, signing off.